Kyla has another video about this particular story that goes, I think it's Kyla's channel. I'm fairly certain that's where I saw it. I don't think I covered it. But this is one of these reality TV stars who, these channels, I don't know if it was TLC or, who it was, but they basically exploit desperate people, right, who want to become rich and famous. And there was a series done in the aughts of pregnant teens. And even when it came out, I think the majority of people who heard about it thought, well, this sounds dangerous. This sounds like it's going to be um, not good. Not good for the teenagers who are being exploited right now. Not good for the babies that are going to have their lives videoed for reality TV. And you have to wonder about like the parents that signed off on this because they were teenagers, so they couldn't legally sign contracts themselves, right? So Janelle has been in several relationships that were, from what this other video showed, they were all abusive. But now we're to the point where her son, the firstborn, because she's had more since, um, has been getting assaulted by her current. I don't know if they're married. It might be a husband and whatnot. So let's go over the update because I believe her husband has already been put in custody for his part in this. Um, and she's going next, right? Like her trial is coming up next. It's really sad because her life didn't have to look like this. Um, I don't know. I feel for her mom because it did look like her mom was like trying to intervene in some ways, but at the same time, she should have taken her off the air as soon as it started going south like that. Because in the other video, in the early episodes, Janelle was like sneaking off, hooking up with dudes. Um, Look, I was a young mom too. I was 20 when I had my son. But my mom and I, we worked together in those early years before I was capable of living alone, raising him by myself. Um, and, arranged babysitting for the times I wanted to go out with my friends or the times that I needed to take classes at Pepperdine or something like that. But we had a healthy balance of what do we do to raise my child so that, he's learning everything that he needs to learn to be successful in school later. And what do we do for me so that I don't feel like that's my entire existence is doing that all day. Because I also had a job and stuff, right? And I was getting tired. I needed some time off occasionally as well, but not like the kind of time off that this little girl, she's not little anymore. So if she was, I think, 15, I think she was around 15. If Jace is 14 now, then that would, I know I'm trying to do the math in my head. I think that puts her somewhere around 29 at this point. She's not a little girl anymore. Um, I know that she had a quick introduction to adulthood, but obviously she didn't take it very seriously if she was still trying to run around like a teenager while she had a baby at home. And whatever channel it was, they're like, yeah, let's just get this all on camera. This is perfectly healthy, right? This is what entertainment is today, you guys.
There's a Janelle Evans update, and you're probably not surprised by this. It's nothing good. If you missed my last video, I'm going to have that linked down below for you, and I'm going to refer you to that video before you watch this one because we went way back in time of the teen mom.
Okay, so let's look at the, I'm going to refer that to you. Transcript. It is not in the description of this video. Let's see if she put it in the comments. Did she pin it to the comments or something? I hate it when people say that and it doesn't end up happening, but I'll be real. I've done that too. I've forgotten to circle back and put the link. Anyway, it's not there, Kyla. I'm sure it's on your channel somewhere, but it's not in the description of this video.
Time machine. We looked back on Janelle's past moments because I think a lot of it does kind of shed light on the current time. Yes, you do grow, or most people grow and evolve and change and learn. You can't hold somebody accountable for things they did when they were younger, especially a teenager or a child. They make mistakes. They're learning how to live, laugh, love, you know what I mean? The things that Janelle has done in her past, especially when she was a teenager, I don't hold it against her. However, I do think it's interesting to go back because you see a pattern of behavior that hasn't seemed to change. Now, before we get into this, I am filming this video in my living room because as of right now, there is a guest bed that is taking up about 90% of my office. So hopefully there is no echo in this video. If there is, this is an open floor plan, but hopefully this mic does its job. I do want to get a new one of these, so maybe in the new year. We're gonna go ahead and get into this video because there are some Janelle Evans updates with her son Jace, and it's really sad.
Just as, you know, a backstory on this. Sure, you can probably get a pass for what you did as a teenager, what you did maybe like even in your early 20s, but she has a consistent history of hooking up with violent men who abuse her children, marrying them. Like, she can't even just like fucking date people, right? She has to marry every single one of these dudes and have a baby with them too. So she has several children at this point, because she has this long history of hooking up with like the worst possible romantic partners, and of course she needs to marry them. Why? I don't know. I don't know if mom never talked to her about like dating. Like, you know, you don't have to marry them. You could just like you could just be a girlfriend. It's okay, right? All right.
And I just want to say at the very beginning of this, I hope that he gets the help that he needs because he's struggling, and he's a 14-year-old little boy. You know, he's going through some stuff, and because he was put on television when he was a baby and through his childhood, we know a lot about him against his will. And that's one of the things that is really sad. If you guys know me, you've seen any of my content, you know how I feel about people who profit off of their children, family vloggers, things like this. Like, I've watched Teen Mom since I myself was a teenager, and back then I didn't see anything wrong with it, but as I've gotten older, even within the past couple years of having my own son and being pregnant, my perspective on people filming their children has just completely changed, and I've just realized that it's not the smartest thing to do. And this is an example of that, where all of this information about Jason, his mental health, and where he's at in his life as a 14-year-old little boy is all out there for all of us to see. And it's sad because it was without his permission. And his mom and David are able to live the life that they're currently living because she got pregnant with him. Do you see what I'm saying? And so it's just, overall, it's just a sad situation. So before this whole thing happened, Janelle had gotten custody of Jace again. Barbara was struggling with him, and so she decided to let Janelle have custody of Jace.
Barbara is Janelle's mom, so she's the grandma in this situation.
Again. It was very shortly after Janelle got custody of Jace that he ran away, and he ran away from home multiple times. And there is allegedly footage of Janelle's husband, David, assaulting Jace. This has not come out. We have not seen this, but there's alleged evidence that this actually did occur. That takes this to a whole new level, because not only has Jace said that this happened, but there's supposedly footage of it, which it's obviously not confirmed, but I do believe personally that there is, or I don't think that it would be said. When all of this happened, because he had run away from Janelle multiple times and the assault that occurred allegedly with David, Jace got put back into the care of Barbara. But just recently, Jace ran away from Barbara's home and wasn't found until the following day. So I'm going to read that to you guys here about what happened. So this was posted on November 21st, so this is very fresh news. It says that the teenage son of Teen Mom star Janelle Evans is hospitalized after running away once again, and this time Child Protective Services is taking custody of Jace. So CPS is now taking custody. So he's going to be hospitalized, and then once he's released, he's going to go into the foster care system, because he's run away so many times, and
there's literally over a decade of footage showing that she was an incompetent parent, and showing that her mother, Barbara, also had some role in this, because she could not possibly have done that television show without her mother's permission. So I don't know why it takes CPS so long to actually get involved. I know that their goal is to keep families together, right? Do everything they can. But if there is documentation all over the internet that somebody is abusive, somebody is allowing abusive people to be around her children, so on and so forth, it shouldn't take that long to get involved, right?
Obviously very concerned about this. Sources with direct knowledge tell us that Janelle's 14-year-old son ran away from his grandmother's home Saturday and wasn't found until 11:45 p.m. Sunday. Jace had previously run away from Janelle's home several times and was placed under the care of Janelle's mom, Barbara. Our sources say that Jace is now in a hospital, and CPS will place him in foster care as he's run away so many times. Our sources say that Jace was recently busted for vaping at a school, and when his grandma found out, she took away his phone. Well, we're told that Barbara, his grandma, had been advised by Janelle, CPS, and the foster care team not to give Jace his cell phone in the first place, but she thought he could handle it. When Barbara took the phone away as punishment, we're told that Jace split, prompting this latest search for the teen. Running away has become a trend with Jace, as we've reported. This is at least the fourth time that he's run away from home, including the time in September when he slipped out a window on the same day Janelle's husband, David Eason, is accused of roughing him up. I don't like how they phrase that, roughing him up. He's a 14-year-old boy. You lay hands on a 14-year-old boy, it's abuse, period. Remember, Jace spent most of his childhood in Barbara's care, but Janelle regained custody earlier this year, only for him to run away from home a bunch of times and end up at Barbara's house again. As we told you a couple weeks ago, Jace is keeping his distance from Janelle and David. Our sources say CPS officials are exasperated by the case. They're worried about Jace, but at this stage, if he gets in any more trouble, he could end up in a juvenile detention facility. This whole situation is just extremely sad, and I blame it on the adults around him 100%. I'm sure in some situations it's not the adults' fault, and some kids are just troubled and they struggle. But I do think from what we've seen that was filmed, and that's just a little tiny tidbits of their lives, the little tiny tidbits of their lives that were filmed and what we saw, he was around screaming and yelling all the time. He was around a mom that was absent, that, she was young at the time that she had him, so she didn't really do her best, and she was very selfish and wanted to just do whatever she wanted to do. So he was left with Barbara. Barbara is the one who raised Janelle, and I'm not going to say that, if you have a troubled teen or a troubled young adult, that it's your fault, but there's just a lot of chaos in this family, a lot of screaming, a lot of yelling. There has been violence and people who just do not know how to handle their emotions and need therapy. Now we're seeing all of that coming out in Jace's behavior. Janelle used to act the same way. She used to sneak out and do all this stuff, and now Jace is doing that too. And it's just sad because the cycle in this family is continuing. Nobody's wanting to make changes, it seems, and be like, am I doing something wrong and maybe I should change?
It seems like it was probably a very neglectful situation. I mean, even though they captured some conversations on their Teen Moms show where Barbara seems very concerned, generally kids will act out this way, like run away, for two different reasons. Either they feel that the pressure is too much, right? They're being watched too closely, or they have no freedom whatsoever, or they are being neglected so severely in their situation that the moment the parent tries to step in and do something like confiscate a cell phone, that they need to have like an explosive reaction, because like, who the hell are you to tell me what to do, right? You've not been there for me. You ignore me all the time. Like, where do you get off thinking that you can tell me that I can't have this? On the other hand, he has a completely unique situation in that he was forced to become a reality star without consent, right? So I'm sure having a cell phone, probably with, some data access where he can get on social media and stuff, he can find all of those articles and YouTube clips about his mom, about his situation, about all of these men that she's been with. And that's got to be mentally challenging, right? I don't know that the foster system's going to be much better for him, because we hear all kinds of horror stories about what happens in foster homes. Because I don't know what their screening process is for picking foster parents, but I highly doubt that these people are really equipped to handle troubled youth, because that's a whole other skill set of, you've got somebody who has already been abused like their whole life, and you have to immediately build trust with them and get them on the right track to be successful. Like, how do you do that? That's going to take years of therapy, right?
My behavior so that my son, or Jace, who I love, can get the care that he needs, because he's obviously lacking in something. And Janelle drives me absolutely crazy. Take everything that she did in the past and set that aside. Let's pretend none of that happened. Let's pretend none of that happened at all, and just look at this. Her husband has allegedly assaulted Jace. This is alleged. I'm not saying this happened, but he allegedly assaulted him. It is allegedly on camera that he did this, right? And if y'all don't know about David, I will again refer you to my previous video. There's enough things that we do know about him that he just scares me, okay? Like, I don't mean to give him a big ego or anything, so I'm sure he would love that, but he scares me. Janelle has called the cops on him herself because he assaulted her, and then she lied about it. He killed a dog because the dog nipped his daughter's face, just took him out there and killed him. He's waved around his weapons and bullets and like poisonous darts and stuff that he has. Like, he's scary. He allegedly assaulted Jace, right? Then we have Janelle getting on her TikTok and just posting like nothing happened. And she'll be like, my son has mental health issues, and blast that on there. But she just gets on there and just like praises David like he's this amazing man that, she loves so much, that has done so much for her. I gotta play this TikTok for you guys. I gotta play this for you. I watched this last night and I was like, what is this word salad? Like, what are you even talking about?
Janelle will always choose men over her kids, at least in my opinion. You have not been...
Because I post a picture of me and my husband of a photo shoot that we did like 3 months ago, before any of this incidents happened.
Yeah, so why are you posting it? The incident then did happen, right? So why are you perpetuating the harm to your son after the incident happened, right? Nobody gives a shit about the fucking photo shoot anymore. Like, literally, that is in such goddamn poor taste, and you're furthering the abuse to your son. You are a disgusting piece of shit. And I do feel sorry for you for, like, how you got to this place, but I do not feel sorry for you that you are now a grown-ass adult and haven't sought out therapy, have not done something to create a better world for your child. I mean, wow.
I'm a horrible person. I choose men over my children.
I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that you posted a picture of you with your husband. It has to do with the fact that you posted a picture of you with your husband that is being accused for assaulting your son. And she's all like, it was taken months ago. I don't care if you guys took a picture 2 years ago on your honeymoon. You are posting a picture praising the man that allegedly assaulted your son.
Someone I was with since 2015.
I don't care if I'm with somebody for 20 years. If they hurt one of my children, I am yeeting them out of the window. Do you understand me?
Since 2015. I think you're confused because last time I checked, David's part of our family. And I'm not going to choose one person or the other. Why do I have to choose?
Because you do. Because you do. When I saw my ex-boyfriend in 2012 ridiculously yell at my son, he didn't even touch him, didn't strike him, but he was being very verbally abusive to my child. I immediately started separating finances, trying to figure out a way to get him out of the house. I made his life miserable. I did not talk to him at all during the day, so that he would be so miserable that he'd want to move out on his own. And he did. And then he continued, trying to like date me and be a part of our lives for about a month after that. And then he tried to force his way back into my house, at which point I barricaded my bedroom door and we told him to get the fuck out. He then spent over 2 months moving his things out of my house because he refused to rent a U-Haul. Yes, you make a choice. You choose your child. Period. You don't keep fucking around with all of these violent, abusive people and be like, well, I love dick so much, and I apparently can't use contraceptives at all. I don't want to, get the depot shot or anything. Like, that's a crazy way to approach life. Well, I can't choose between them. Of course you can. He's a violent person. Get him out of your life. Fuck's sake.
Wow. Sometimes parents do have to choose their partner or their child because their partner has hurt their child, because their partner has been a danger to their child. In situations like that where your partner or significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, has laid hands on your kid or hurt them in any way and caused them trauma, yeah, you have a choice laid before you, and it's not fair and it sucks. But sometimes people do shitty things. And if you're not choosing your children and to protect your children, you are a shitty parent.
So you're saying I should stay single the rest of my life, have no man, and just be by myself? I don't deserve a man.
How about you actually choose better men? Or, yeah, maybe you should actually stay single for a while and work on you. Because you clearly have some problems, girlfriend. Maybe you should stay single for a while. I mean, I went several years without dating so that I could focus on family. I went from 96 through 2005 without a boyfriend. And then I went 2012 on. I mean, pretty much everybody I've dated since then, which started around 2015 maybe, were short-term dating experiences. They were not people that I was trying to incorporate into my life like that. Because honestly, I prefer my independence anyway. And if all you care about is having a warm body next to you in bed so that you can have some dick at night, girlfriend, then you don't deserve children. But obviously, God gave you the gifts. I would highly suggest getting on some Depo.
That, to me, her saying that really shows me where her head's at. She's thinking, if I leave David, I'm going to be single the rest of my life. Janelle, and this is no fault of hers. This I do truly feel empathy for her about. I feel bad. She has abandonment issues. Okay? And so in situations like this, you know, she's probably thinking in her head that if me and David aren't together, who's going to want to be with me? You know, who's going to want me? Who's going to love me like he does? And that's just really sad. You shouldn't choose to stay with someone who has hurt numerous people, including yourself. You shouldn't stay with somebody like that because you don't want to be alone. Nobody is saying you deserve to be alone forever. Nobody wants that. I don't know who's planting that in your head. That is absolutely not it.
Because that's what you want me to do. Unfortunately, when I was younger, you guys saw me grow up. You saw me who I dated. You saw me in and out of relationships. That doesn't mean when I turn 16 and have my first child, I'm going to stay with that man for the rest of my life. People go through relationships. It's part of growing up.
Yeah, nobody's saying that you needed to stay with the father. I didn't stay with the father of my son either. But I did make much more responsible decisions about dating. I didn't have every guy I ever dated move into my house and marry me. You know? I didn't have babies with all of them. Like, you make more responsible... The first baby should have been the wake-up call of, okay, well, I'm pretty young. I don't know. Maybe being a part of this show, she was getting some level of paycheck where she felt like, well, I could probably afford to do this. But based on, like, the video footage we've seen, it doesn't look like she had, like, a nice house or anything like that, where it would be a scenario that would... you know, what we all kind of strive for, which is, you know, like probably middle class, upper middle class living, to provide for our families. It seems very much like this woman only cares about having a warm body next to her and being able to have sex unprotected without birth control. That's what it seems like to me.
What is she talking about? Who said she needed to stay with Jace's dad? I don't believe anybody said that.
Nobody said that.
Like, what is she talking about? This is what I mean by word salad. Like, what are you talking about?
The words that you are speaking into existence all come out of one person's mouth, and has always come out of one person's mouth. You choose men over your child. You choose men over your children. Who does that sound like?
Who does it sound like? Is she talking about her mom? Because if she's talking about her mom hit the nail on the head. Janelle is one of the biggest gaslighters. There will be something filmed and recorded that happened, and she will look you in the face and say, that didn't happen. And maybe if I keep talking to you like it didn't happen, you'll believe me. Sometimes I think she truly believes herself, and that's scary.
Well, she's speaking it into existence, right? So this woman is also obviously not educated and is pretty stupid, but is trying to form sentences that she thinks will come across as though she's intelligent, right? Okay, Janelle.
Y'all just run with it. You run with it, and you still run with it for years.
Being sassy, she's like,
that post was made about my husband because he has helped me through this depression. He's actually, even though he is sitting here with like all the accusations in the world, he's actually been helping me. I appreciate that.
She's literally in the car with him while she's doing this. Oh my God. Did they just like have a fight and she's trying to like prove to him how much she loves him? Is that where we are? Oh my God. That is a really bizarre fucking thing to do. Well, I'm going to do this live stream right in front of him while he's driving the car. Because, you know, when you use a lot of mobile phones, reverse the picture, right? So she's probably in the passenger seat while this is going on. But the picture is flipped because of whatever phone she's using or whatever mobile platform. I don't know where she posted this initially, but wow, girlfriend, that looks like fucking hostage situation with your, I gotta prove to you how much I love you by doing this live stream right now, saying how much I love you and that I'm not gonna choose. Okay. You already chose. You're in the car with him. You already chose. It's no wonder that your son is struggling with so many issues right now.
Everything.
even though this man is sitting here with all the accusations against him for allegedly assaulting my son who ran away after being assaulted by him, he's being there for me. But I don't choose men over my children.
Right.
David's going through. He's actually like pulling through and putting it aside to actually help me through my emotions. So yeah.
He shot your goddamn dog, Janelle. That is like psychopathic. That is the kind of, that's like mass murderer type of behavior. You don't fucking kill animals like that simply because they nipped your, like, I got bit in the face by a Shih Tzu when I was 5 because the Shih Tzu felt cornered because I was trying to pet her and we were in the back of a hall. Nobody killed her. Nobody took her in the backyard and shot her. They told me, don't do that again.
I made an appreciation post for my husband. Oh my God, the world's gonna end.
That's so sad to me. Jace is going through all this stuff, all of this stuff. He's obviously struggling so bad. He's a 14-year-old little boy who is struggling. And she gets on here and talks about her husband and herself and nothing about him except she's about to say something about his mental health struggles. Where's the loving post about Jace, about your child who is struggling right now? Where are your emotions towards him? Like, she's sitting there like, I'm in my 30s now. That stuff was when I was 16. But it's like, you don't act like it. You don't act like someone who's grown up. And I mean, this is just not what a loving mother looks like to me.
Again, this is about my son's mental health, whether you want to believe it or not.
And I'm sick. What was that? This is about my son's mental health, whether you want to believe it or not.
Gail saying she needs to take accountability. Accountability for what? That my son has mental health issues? Like, that's...
If he has mental health issues, do you think that it is at all helpful for you to be blasting information about that on social media? Like, what kind of a bitch are you? You should be in group therapy with him. You should be working this out. You shouldn't be trying to get clickbait off of your son's troubles.
Something out of my control, and we're doing the best to help him.
I truly hope that she is doing the best to help him, but I will say the decisions that were made in the span of his life by the people around him is probably why he's struggling right now.
Yeah.
There's no ounce ounce of her that I see where she's looking within and taking any accountability for his behavior or what he's struggling with. I've seen moms like this, and it's sad that there's moms that are a part of my generation, because I'm in my 30s too. It's sad that there's moms that are a part of my generation that are continuing these cycles and not breaking them. You know, because I feel like my generation should be the one that's breaking them, that's learning how to look within and be like, you know what, I make mistakes sometimes, I should try a little harder, try and be a little better. Like, realize where you messed up or where someone around you has messed up and learn how to like make better decisions. But there's just a cycle happening here, and it's sad.
Also, for everyone tagging me in old teen mom videos from 10 years ago, like, that was when I was 16. I'm like 32 now. Yeah, believe it or not.
Oh, okay, so you know math very well, right? 32 minus 10 would make you 22, right? You're not mathing very well, are you, Janelle? Did you get any education, even like community college, or, you know, did you try at all, or have you just been so obsessed with dick this entire time that you've destroyed the lives of your kids and your family?
It is kind of hard to believe because she sounds the same. This is what 16-year-old Janelle would say.
I grew up, so should you.
I think things that are filmed and recorded are great to look back on because they can show you a pattern of behavior, and I see a pattern of behavior. I don't care if you're in your 30s, if you're still behaving the same, you're still behaving the same. I'm so disappointed in this situation. All this is happening with her son Jace, and she's posting about having a boat day with the man that allegedly assaulted her son. She should have had a home that he felt safe to go to, where he felt protected and loved, and that, you know, a 14-year-old should feel safe in their home where they don't want to run away from it because they feel secure there. They feel heard. They feel loved. This whole situation is so sad. I really hope that he gets the help that he needs, and it's sad that, you know, this is all out there about him, and because he's 14, he can't really get out there and speak for himself yet, but I'm sure he's gonna have some things to say. These moms and dads who treat their kids like crap, they tend to forget that your kids are gonna grow up one day and they're going to have a voice that they can use and talk about what they went through. And I'm sure he will have some things to say, and it breaks my heart. It really does. I mean, Colin, Kate Gosselin's son, he's come out and spoke. Hannah has come out and spoke. There's always a chance that these children are going to grow up and the things that they say about their parents are not going to be good. I hope that Jace gets the help that he needs. All right, I'm going to wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to see more videos like this, please give it a thumbs up. I'll definitely do that, and I will keep...
Yes, thank you for the video, Kyla, because I was kind of lightly following this. What are you doing, Pumpkin? What do you need? Literally wanted to come out on the balcony with me, and now he's whining about it. Come here. Pumpkin. He probably doesn't like that I'm using the glass door now, because I got it repaired. What? Okay. I think he's gonna chill and start exploring. But point being is that, I'm sorry, she's 32 now. She has had more than a decade to try and get educated, to try and improve her life, to do things to better the world for her kids, try and, you know, get like a job where she's providing them with benefits and so on and so forth. And instead, she decided to spend the time from 16 to 32 focusing on getting dick. Regardless if the person is abusive, well, apparently she's attracted to abusive, violent people, right? That's her thing. That's how she rolls. So, what she really needs to do is be single, go to therapy herself, also do family therapy with her son, and get educated. Get educated, girlfriend. Please go to community college and learn how to do something. I mean, there's a lot of certification programs that you don't have to wait and do like a whole 4-year program, which I don't know if you could make it through that anyway. You seem like a dumbass bitch, but, you know. Pumpkin is not happy right now. Okay, so that's this morning's video. I don't know if I'm going to do any more today.